Alright, moving on. This is all just kind of clamped in place for fitting. I went ahead and threw the top cowl back on, or upper cowl back on, the firewall in place so I could make sure everything fits up right. Got my holes matched up here. The cowl matched up fine up top for all the previous spot welds except for over here, which I'm hoping are thrown off because this little brace piece I welded in just to hold this end of the lower cowl up so it wouldn't flex any. So it hold it at the same spot. Underneath the dash, they've got, you know, this that right there to brace that side, but there wasn't anything over here, so it kind of flexed. So anyways, I got the, let's see if I can get down here. If I can find a hole where you can see it. So I had the replacement cowl piece kind of clamped in place. You can see my little clamps there. Let's see if I can get this. And it seems to fit up fairly decent for the most part. The only part I don't really like is up here. You can see the weld through primer through these holes. It goes from like right here. I don't know if you can see that lip in there or not. But anyways, it goes from like right here down all the way back here. But anyways, it's got a gap here that doesn't really fit too smooth. I'm sure I might have to hammer it down. And this little groove here didn't quite fit up too well. I played around with it to see if maybe I needed to adjust the cut so it would fit better, and this is pretty much it. This is the best I could get it. If I flexed it inward any to make this part fit, which it seemed like if it shifted this way a little bit it would fit a little better, but the actual cowl opening measurement between the two is like way off then, and then of course this lip here doesn't match up with the upper cowl and with this side cowl panel, whatever. So I left it as is. But anyways, as you can see, the spot welds here don't line up worth a damn. So like I said, I'm gonna probably have to hammer that lip, this lip right here I'm talking about, down into the groove so it'll fit right. But as far as the front, it looks pretty good. However, I don't know, you can see that little, you can see where the cowl panel is right there, where it cuts off. It does that right now because I've got those 3 of these in the back. But what you can't see is on the front half, it needs to be kind of shaped out to hit the curves because it didn't match up. And the cuts are right. I lined it up with the old one there. It just, the curves in it don't match, so I'm gonna have to hammer and dolly it, and when I do that, it should bring this front out because it was out earlier before I fit up the firewall and fit this on. But I just threw these in place to hold the original cut I did to look at how this cowl was. I did the whole cut, flex, bend it up so I can check out the inside. This little thing is a pain. I'm still trying to decide if this is how it needs to be. It's wanting to lift the whole front end up, and I took measurements from, by the way, the car's been leveled with these little stands, so it was an exact matching height on all 4 corners. But anyways, I took measurements from the floor up to this lip on both sides, and they both match. And then I took measurements from like this lip to the bottom of the rocker, which I don't know if that's a good measuring point or not. I guess you can measure from the top of the rocker up to here as well. But anyways, they seem to match for the most part on both sides, but it almost seemed like this panel was too long, like I needed to cut some off the bottom and then trim this little tab, because right now it's resting here. See if I can block that light. It's resting in that groove just like how the other one is. And I held this panel up to the one on the other side, and they're the exact same pretty much. I mean, they line up almost identical. It took me a while to trim out this so it will weld into the lip on the inside, but I got it to where it's fairly nice matching. It's got a hole there where I cut it wrong, but I'll fill it in with weld. But it fits on this lip anyways. It's not pressed against it right now, but you can see how it fits. So it'll be a nice seam weld there and with a backing to hold against. But like I said, I'm still not quite sure if I want to leave this the way it is. If somebody's got a better idea of how to measure, I guess, the height of how high this cowl lip, I guess, or this front piece right here should be off of something. Let me know, post a comment of what your measurement is and where you measured to and from. Like I said, this is the only thing I'm not sure of, whether or not it needs to raise or lower. I was hoping the firewall would give me an indication, but it doesn't a whole lot, I guess. I mean, maybe I could go off how much a gap is here and over here, and in that case, this side looks like it's slightly raised more, but not much. One thing I do need to look up is how this lip mates with this panel. I know there's these holes here, but I don't remember if these are supposed to have clear view through them or if it's supposed to be covered up. Obviously they didn't have, well, I say obviously, I don't think they had anything welded in there before. Forgot to replace both these panels. But the way they are now, I'm gonna use them as a damn weld hole, if nothing else, if that's how they're supposed to be. But I gotta look it up, like I said. I mean, it might need to shift inward or outward. Yeah, it would seem like this lip would butt up against this little flange here, but who knows. More researching to do. But I had hoped I was coming out here to do welding today. I thought I was gonna be able to weld this cowl repair over here, but it didn't want to line up right with this side panel. So, gonna be another day to do that. I'm about tired, I'm ready to go in and rest. Been out here since, I don't know, 2 o'clock, and it's like 7 something now. I think that's it for now. By the way, if anybody uses Pour 15, I ordered a bunch of it and I changed my mind on using it. So if anybody likes Pour 15 and wants to buy it off me so I don't just set it down somewhere and let it go to waste, because it's going to probably go on the shelf and not get used. I had ordered it and I forgot I have this whole gallon of Zero Rust down here. So I'll be using that in my Picklix, and I also ordered some Master Series stuff I'm going to try. It seems like it'll be a better choice, I guess, than Pour 15, but I've got a whole Pour 15 kit pretty much. The thinner, the top coat, the actual primer, whatever, rust convert stuff, and then their metal prep, the whole works, like 150 bucks worth of shit. So if somebody wants it, message me. I'll figure out something, some kind of price for it. Like I said, it's somewhere around 150 bucks worth of stuff I bought, and the only thing I know for sure I would use is the metal prep probably, and maybe the rust converter stuff, who knows, or the rust eater, whatever the hell it's called. One day I'll get to use this when I get to the welding point. Bought this thing like a year ago, and well, not even that, about 6 months ago, still hadn't gotten to use it. But alright guys, until next video. I said if anybody has any pointers for getting my measurements, let me know. Alright guys, have a good one. Thanks for watching.